Chargers and the Ravens. And for one of the first times this season, Lamar Jackson looked like a rookie. Had trouble controlling the ball in the first half, fumbled twice, threw an interception. So then questions, do you put Joe Flacco in? We'll get into that in just a second.
No.
Okay,
No.
Lord, right now, heck no. Interesting sequence here, though, in the fourth quarter. Melvin Gordon stretches for the goal line, but the ball pops out. It's picked up by Marlon Humphrey, who takes it 100 yards for the Ravens score. But after the review, Gordon was ruled short of the goal line. Very next play,
He's down. Yep.
Gordon barrels through a real...
That's a good call. The officials got it right, just so they know.
All right, well, despite the Flacco talk, Lamar stayed in the game, improved in the fourth. Jackson to Crabtree for this 31-yard score. Next drive.
That's
Jackson.
with a couple Pro Bowlers in that secondary, too, right?
Some elusiveness to try to keep this thing alive.
Time.
Fourth
It
and
was 5
6.
minutes to go, and they're down 23-3. So when the game was in the balance, he made none of these throws. So let's not get carried away now.
Soft coverage.
Stripped.
Why are you so angry?
Covered by Melvin Ingram. Chargers win this one 23-17 and move on to face the Patriots. Lamar Jackson was held to just 54 rushing yards and completed less than 50% of his passes. Phillip Rivers was also held in check by the Ravens defense, but he did just enough to pull off the win. Here he is after the game.
You find a way to win in the postseason. Who cares if it was ugly or not? There's been a lot of bad offensive performances against that defense, and I wouldn't call ours bad today. It was at times it was very efficient. Had so many short fields, you weren't going to attain a lot of yards. Had a couple huge third down conversions. We did a much better job in the protection, and we really protected the ball other than the one time. And then I had one bad throw that got away from me on the one to Mike that they didn't come down with. But we did enough. And I think that's the name of postseason football, is find a way to score one more point than the other team, and we got that done.
At the beginning, a lot of throws, wasn't hit. I supposed to make turnover. I fumbled once, and I wasn't playing my game today. I'm ticked off about that.
I can assure you, we were considering, putting Joe in the game and all that kind of stuff. That was part of the conversation. Certainly thought about it. Certainly talked about it with everybody. And I can tell you this: it was everybody was on the same page with what we did. Everybody, including Joe. So that's where it was at. I mean, Lamar's our quarterback going forward. There's no question about that. Joe Flacco is going to play really well in this league. Joe can still play. I think we saw that the first half of the season. Joe's going to have a market. There's going to be a lot of teams that are going to want Joe because they understand that. And I'll be in Joe's corner wherever he's at. Unless we play him. I have every expectation, every plan to be here as long as the Ravens want me here, and I believe they want me here. And I think that's been made clear by them to me over the last few weeks. And like I said a couple weeks ago or last week, I love everybody in the organization. There's just great people, and expect to go forward with that as long as that's what they want to do, and I do believe that's what they want to do, and let's roll.
Joe Flacco, where's he going?
Wow. He's going somewhere.
He'll be there. Because if you listen to John Harbaugh said he's going to play a lot of good football for years to come. He ain't mentioned anything here. I'm going to support Joe wherever he may be, except he plays us.
Okay.
So that made it crystal clear for me. Joe Flacco was never on the table for the Baltimore Ravens today.
Okay.
Should he have been? No, he was on the table today. He was on the table today. I truly believe they had conversations about putting him in. But the majority didn't rule to put him in.
Does anyone up here think he should have been in?
No.
Okay,
The only way Joe Flacco plays today.
LT say he should have been in.
I do. Lamar Jackson got
I
hurt.
thought at the beginning of the fourth quarter they were down 23-3, I think it was. At that point, your offense is not built to come back. So why not put Joe Flacco in? I don't care about who's going to be quarterback next year. I want to win right now. I want to win this playoff right now. And Joe Flacco at that time would have gave us the best opportunity to win right now.
I don't believe that. The reason I don't believe that, because it wasn't the ineffectiveness of Lamar throwing the ball. He had no time to throw. That heat was coming.
Melvin.
And if he wasn't elusive enough, and he's one of the most elusive quarterbacks in the league, if not the most elusive, if he couldn't get away from it.
The statue with Joe Flacco not getting away.
But let's just go back to Week 16.
Yes.
He ran all over this team. So credit to this Chargers defense that made the necessary.
Joe missed some throws. That's why Joe ain't playing.
Yeah. Did you see the way they
Joe
played?
Mama. No.
They played what we call a 4-3-4. They played with 7 defensive backs. You don't see that very often. 3 safeties on the field. They had 58 snaps of 3 safeties. They're telling you, we do not believe you can throw the football, Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, and
we believe you're going to run the football, and we want to have
necessarily what they're saying. What they're saying also, Shannon, I agree with you somewhat. What they're saying also, we're going to stop all this read stuff.
Yeah.
Because our linebackers are too slow to get off those linebackers. But we're going to put these young, spry guys with quick feet, they're going to beat us to the attacking point, the point of attack, and the opposing linemen are not going to even be able to reach them.
Right.
And that's what happened.
But Bosa and Ingram, those guys did a great job of controlling the line of scrimmage and not allowing those bigs to get up on those safeties, because when you got 3 safeties on the field, you should be able to run the football down the team's throat.
This is the #1 defense in the league. How impressed were you with the Chargers offense? Yes, they to Philip Rivers' point, they did just enough, but they still did enough against a good defense.
Chargers offense?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought they managed the game. Phillip managed the game well, especially early. Baltimore gave them opportunities to kick field goals early. You got to give Baltimore credit because they made them kick field goals. They kept them out of the end zone. Right. And so if you're Phillip, you're saying, hey, just not do anything crazy. Yeah. Don't beat ourselves. We're kicking field goals. We're up. Make them beat us. Correct. And I thought he managed the game well.
Yeah, they absolutely did. And that Chargers defense did an incredible job, controlled time of possession and all sorts of things, being able to advance to the next round.
We picked the Chargers,
it's a new day in Dallas. Their first playoff win in the Dak Prescott era showcases a very different Cowboys team. How far can they go? And is the Colts offense as dangerous as it looks? The defense certainly seems to be firing on all cylinders. Darius Leonard balled, so he got the call.
We wanted to stop the run early, and that's what we did. We came out and we won physically up front, and we just kept him in the pocket the whole game and took away his running ability.
Hey, Sticks.